wondered how some people seem to achieve their goals almost effortlessly while others really struggle? The secret a lot of times comes down to one word: discipline. In a world full of distractions, mastering discipline can be your key to unlocking that next level of success and fulfillment. But what does true discipline look like? How can you really build this discipline into your life? Well, first off, what does discipline mean? Well, the definition is having self-control and the ability to follow through with action, even when it's difficult or not immediately rewarding, in order to achieve long-term goals. So think of it like a bridge between your goals and reality. It helps you to stay focused and consistent to keep working toward that outcome that you want in your compelling future. If you can master discipline, there is nothing you can't accomplish, and I mean nothing. So what is discipline? What does that look like? Why is it useful, and why do we need it? Well, discipline really comes down to three core concepts. The first one is self-control. This is where you resist the impulses for that immediate pleasure. You learn to use your emotions to drive you forward instead of holding you back. And you always remember to keep that end goal in mind. I remember when I first set out to get healthier, and originally my plan wasn't really to lose weight. It was to increase performance, because I remember running around with my 2-year-old son, running around the house and being totally worn out, winded, and just wiped out after playing with him for 5 minutes. And I also remember times when I would just straight up reject my 12-year-old son when he would ask me to go play basketball with him, because I knew it would wear me out. And so I realized something needed to change. I realized I needed to have some discipline to really get in shape. And a huge part of that discipline was controlling those urges. The urge to eat all the time, the urge to skip the workouts, the urge to eat unhealthy instead of eating the things that I knew were good for me. Because in the long run, a lot of us, we know what to do, but we don't always do what we know. Am I right? I had to focus my emotions toward my performance. I would actually visualize chasing my 2-year-old around the house and feeling great. And then I would visualize tearing up the basketball court with my 12-year-old and beating him, because that's a goal of mine. This really helped me stay focused and disciplined, and it helped me lose 80 pounds in a year, and still dropping, I might add. I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this that I use this to build discipline, and so can you. It's just a simple matter of having self-control. The second thing is follow through. This means sticking to the plan no matter what, especially when it's hard. This is going to build character. It's going to build discipline. Character is what you do when no one else is watching. I remember when I was running my first company, and I would be in the office working alone on a project, and then, to my shame, I would find myself goofing off or looking at YouTube instead of following through and sticking to the plan. Follow through. You might want to write this down. Follow through is the antidote to procrastination. Because when you follow through, your brain says that you achieved something, that you accomplished something. And there will be less fear next time, because you know that you're someone that follows through. The last part of follow through is to try to set yourself up for success. And really the way that you can do that is by limiting as many distractions as you possibly can while you're working on something important. One of the things I do is I take my phone and I put it in the other room on airplane mode when I'm working on something important. Here's the other thing I realized. There are almost zero actual emergencies. I'm not saying there are completely zero, but there's almost zero. Because what happens is we say, well, I got to keep my phone next to me in case there's an emergency. When really it's just our brain making excuses to keep our leash near us. So eliminate as many distractions as you possibly can. The third core is consistency. This is where you show up over and over and over, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard. In fact, I would say especially when it's hard. Consistency is where the rubber meets the road, because after that initial self-control, after you've pushed yourself to follow through, eventually you're going to get bored. Eventually the thing that you're disciplining is going to become annoying. It's going to become tedious. This is when it is critical to keep pushing through. You know, when I launched all 3 of my different companies, I had this lag time at first between starting the company and actually getting business. You know, that's called launching. I don't know of anyone who's ever had, customers day one, except for maybe people that are already really well established. But it takes time, and you have to stay consistent. You have to keep going at it. When I started working out every single morning, it took me months to actually start losing weight. But I stayed consistent no matter what. And eventually I hit that tipping point and the pounds started dropping off. So what are some strategies? What are some keys? What are some actual actions we can take to start building discipline? Well, I've got a couple for you. So it's 4 actually. So how do you build discipline? Number 1, make a list of non-negotiables. These are actions in your life that will serve your goals. They're going to keep pushing you toward the person you want to become. So you got to really think which of these are non-negotiable. Pick a few to start with. These are actions that you must do no matter what. These are things that have to happen. So for example, working out for me, non-negotiable. Journaling, non-negotiable. Reading at least 30 minutes to an hour a day, non-negotiable. These are all non-negotiable. These are things that must happen because they build me into the person that I want to become. It's going to be different for everyone, but this is going to start reinforcing your brain on what is really important in your life. The second thing is use the power of one more. I use this in a lot of areas of my life, but one big area I use it in is fitness. I have this rotating cycle of workout routine. You know, I do one set Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I do a different one on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then on Sunday, I do like a low impact. But every single day, I add one more rep to my set. Every time. So 2 days before that, I did this many. And then 2 days later, I'm doing the same routine again. I add one more rep every single time. And here's the crazy thing. It actually helps a little with the boredom because it gets harder every time and I'm growing and I'm pushing myself to become better. The power of one more will build discipline really quickly. And it's also a great way to track your progress because you can say, when I first started, I was only doing 10 push-ups. Now I'm doing 300 or whatever it is. So do one more. Do one more call, do one more open house, do one more door knocking, whatever it is for you, just do one more. Number 3, challenge yourself. This can be done in all sorts of ways, but make sure that you're really challenging yourself because that will keep your head in the game. My favorite one is to ask myself questions because questions allow us to prioritize and forces our brains to process what's most important. I would highly recommend watching my video on my channel about asking questions, because questions are your superpower for continuous growth and discipline. And then number 4, just do it. It's like the Nike mantra. Because when we put things off, we give ourselves a chance to talk ourselves out of it. The first thing I do in the morning after I wake up is jump in a freezing cold shower. I know, it sounds crazy, right? I do this for health, I do it for energy, but the main reason I do it is for discipline, because I'm disciplining myself that when I say go, that means go. So don't put off the plan, do it now, do it today, don't wait till Monday. or the beginning of the month or the beginning of the year. Don't wait for your New Year's resolution. Do it today. You know, I had a student the other day that said that they were going to start a new workout routine. And they're going to start on Monday. And I said, well, why don't you start today on Thursday? Because here's the thing. If you start on Thursday, you've already got a few days of momentum by the time you get to Monday. Don't put it off. Do it today. So these are just some simple ways to start building discipline. Make a list of non-negotiables, the things that you have to do no matter what. Use the power of one more call, one more minute on the project, one more rep. You're going to be amazed at what you can accomplish when you just add one more. Challenge yourself by asking yourself questions. You can use my favorite question. Is this action bringing me closer to or further away from the person I want to become? My wife's favorite question is this action creating or destroying? Is it building up or is it tearing down? And then just do it. Do it today. Take the steps today to start building discipline. Hey, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe. And check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you for being here. And if you want a tangible way to really start building discipline, pick up my self-discovery journal. You can get it on Amazon. Just click the link in my bio next to self-discovery journal and start building a habit of discipline by journaling just a little bit every single day. And hey, if you're a real estate professional and you really want to learn how to take discipline, how to build discipline into your life and know what it takes to bridge that gap between your dreams and reality to help stay focused and keep you working toward your compelling future, click the link in my bio and let's set up a discovery session. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Like that old Chinese proverb says, what is the best time to plant a tree? 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Plant your discipline tree today. I'll see you soon.